What's going on, people? This is Shy here, and today is another edition of Interviews with the Rebel. And this is where we sit down with different creators and entrepreneurs and kind of just figure out how they do all the successful things that they do. And today we are sitting with somebody who I've known for probably about the last 5 or 6 years, who has been like one of my biggest headaches, but also one of my biggest supporters. And today we have Miss Sunshine Swinson.
Hey, Shy. I am his favorite. I don't care. He's been working with somebody else lately, a lot lately, but it's cool. I'm still the favorite.
You're always
Shout out to Twilly and Twine. Did I say that right?
Charlie and Twine.
My bad. I love y'all, but I'm still the favorite.
Mm-hmm. All right, so for the people that don't know you and know how all over the place you are and how
lean back on this one right here.
Yeah.
Put my hands up.
Who are you and what do you do? I know you do.
Well, I am Sunshine, and I am officially a serial entrepreneur.
So you're embracing that now?
I am. I love it. It's my brand.
I don't have a phone number for this contact.
We didn't ask for a phone number,
like
serial. See, let me hand it to my assistant. Assistant, take this. I got an assistant now. You know, just messing. But anyway, I'm Sunshine, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own, I think it's 5 businesses right now.
What are the businesses? So
my baby, my heart and soul is Fit Bar, which is a juice bar.
Okay.
It's more like a health-based cafe. So we do holistic-based foods. We do juices, smoothies, detoxes, vegan, vegetarian, keto, pescatarian. That's your spot when you're trying to get your body right.
Right.
My second business is The High. Trying to go in order of when they came.
Yeah.
The High, which is a members-only cigar club.
Okay.
It's located on High Street. My third business is Simple Wings.
Okay.
That is a gourmet wing and milkshake company.
I know y'all did milkshakes.
Yeah, and they're good. I'm talking about like the psychedelic ones. Like it's just powdered all up. It's like absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Funny story about the milkshakes too. But anyway, so that's what number 3. Number 4 is Old Town Bodega, which
that's not up yet.
It's not up yet.
Okay.
That is a 3,500 square foot building that we bought. That we are putting the first Black-owned convenience store on High Street. Okay. So it's going to be a like New York style bodega.
Yeah.
You know. Shoes, shirts, you go in there, you can get everything in that joint. We're going to have a full cafe with building of kitchen and all that. We're going to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then my baby, which is the one that I don't talk about as much, but is near and dear to me, is Inclusively Me, which is a therapeutic day support program that works with the mentally ill.
Okay. And that's not all the way up, right?
It's up through a sub company right now.
Okay.
But we're still doing great work.
Okay. All right. Cool. So for the first question, which is an icebreaker question, which I feel like I really don't need to break the ice with you, but we're gonna ask it anyway.
Okay.
So I feel like music is the soundtrack to all of our lives, right?
Yes.
So if your life was a movie, what would be the 3 to 5 songs that would make up your playlist or soundtrack of your life?
First of all, I got ADHD, so I don't think that far out.
I mean, so far.
I don't know. I'm a Gemini, so I'm kind of all over the place. That's deep shot. You were supposed to email that question ahead of time so I could think about it.
It gets you thinking.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Right now, like my theme song is, I'm gonna jack it up. I'm gonna turn to my assistants. What's Jack who? Jack Howard? My son. What's poppin'? Brand new. Listen, that is my get myself going. I got this. Just go song. Like that's my theme song for now.
Okay.
Like, that's. I don't know. I go to Fantasia a lot when I'm going through stuff with the mister.
Yeah.
What's that song Fantasia got when she be like...
Go ahead and free yourself.
Nah, but that would be a good one. Nah, what's that joint when she be like... she putting dishes in the cabinets and...
I'm not really big in...
yeah, whatever, but that's it. I'm all over the place, though.
I thought you had a better selection.
Something deep. I'm not that deep. Like,
Okay.
I gotta think about it. I don't even know. I don't even be knowing the artist names. I just be knowing the song. What's popping? Brandy would list everybody know. I be in the car. I got options. I got like stop me. That's what I be doing. That's my job.
All right, cool. So what is the even though I feel like I know a lot of this, but what is the Sunshine Swinson origin story as far as the instances in your life that made you who you are today?
Interesting. So it goes for me back being a teenage mom. Like I got pregnant. I think I was 17.
Okay.
I was in the 11th grade of high school, and that kind of defined the whole. I gotta be different because I was labeled a statistic. Like I was told, people always tell that story that they were like, they told me it wasn't gonna be anything. Like that shit really happened to me. It was my computer.
Did somebody actually say like, yo?
Yes, it was my computer teacher. So what had happened was, I got pregnant and it was like shameful. Okay. So Granby was like the IB school. Like the smart people went to Granby.
Right.
So here I am, pregnant by somebody way older than me. I'm walking around the hallways. It was just so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then at the time, like I had a small frame, and carrying the baby, I used to felt like the baby was dropping out of me. It was weird. So I had to go on bed rest for like 2.5 months. So my mom was like, "Don't worry about it. We'll just finish school next year.
Yeah.
Just forget about it."
Right.
And I was like, "Nah." Then I'm gonna be like behind, like I'm not gonna graduate. I'm not doing 11th grade over. I'm going back to school. So the school tried to stop me. They tried to get me to go to Coronado, which was a school for pregnant women in Norfolk.
I didn't know that was a real thing.
That was a real thing where they taught you how to take care of kids, like you did the basics, reading and writing and math, but nothing else. Now at this time, I think I was taking trigonometry or something crazy. Like I was smart. I just happened to be in them streets. Assistant will not be in the streets. Anyway, so once I came back to school, my mom's super smart. She knew my rights. Like she can come back. Yeah. So I came back and it was like 3 months left of the school year. They was like trying to fight it. My mom got lawyers and all of that type of stuff where we threatened lawyers. And then they finally let me back in. So my teachers had to get me all of this work. Yeah. So here I am wobbling, pregnant, going down the hall, and I went to my computer teacher and I was like, can I sit here and work on some work or whatever? And her words weren't, you ain't gonna be shit. But in so many words, she was encouraging me to just go home and take care of my child. Like, that's my life. That's what God destined for me.
And she probably thought she was telling you the right thing.
No, I don't think so. Because she had like a little sarcastic, was like, because she was throwing like, you don't want to put that much stress on yourself. It's not going to work out anyway for you. Oh, okay. You have so much, you're behind all the school year. Like, basically, you wasted my time and your time because you're not going to be able to pull it off. Gotcha. Lie, she tell. Yeah. That was the battery that went in my back. Like, okay, I messed up. I did what I did. Now I'm pregnant at a young age. What you going to do now? Right. So she hit me with statistics of how teenage moms end up here and telling me I can go get on this assistant and all this crazy stuff. So from there, I just kind of pushed myself, went off to college, very educated, a bachelor's, 2 masters, and a PhD. And I wanted to be a city manager until entrepreneurship hit my life. And then from there, it was like, ooh.
Okay, but all right, so speak to that. You can't just gloss over that. Because,
okay.
All right, so you're very well educated.
Very well educated.
You had a great job.
Amazing job.
Yeah. So what made you be like, this isn't it?
Okay.
Because a lot of people would took that and just rolled that out.
Yeah, definitely. And some days I look back like, can I that constant chat, what that look like though? Yeah. No, it actually, and I'm going to be really, really honest. I don't think I've ever said this before. It was my ex-husband. Okay. The Who was actually my cousin. Yeah, that part.
That's weird.
The mental abuse that I endured in that relationship pushed me to want to do more. And what I mean by that is, he's called me a fat ass all the time. Like fat B, fat this, and all that type of stuff or whatever. And I remember it was one particular evening, we were in a garage or something like that. And he got really, really Man, and he was like, you ain't gonna never be nothing. Nobody's gonna ever want you. You got 2 kids by 2 different men and you fat. I didn't know fat meant thick. Back then it was like everybody he would cheat with was small and slender and all of that. So it kind of messed with my mental. So I got into working out so hard it became an obsession. So working out, going to the gym all the time, I'm just trying to be what he said I wasn't. Even though if I look back at them pictures now, if I can get that body back, shout out to me who done lost 15 pounds. Let me show you. I lost 15 pounds since the New Year that came in. Shout out to me. Hey, Fit Bar. But anyway, yeah. So once he did that and I started to push and I started to go to all of these gyms and stuff like that, I realized I was like, they really don't have what I need. I can't get the classes that I want. I don't like sitting on a treadmill because I got ADHD. I joke about that, but I actually do.
Right.
My attention is thinking about something else, and before you know it, I'm like, I done been up here 30 minutes, I done burned 150 calories. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, maybe I should do something for myself so I can lose more weight.
Okay.
If I get my own business, I can lose more weight. Then once a good friend of mine passed away, it gave me the balls to say, life is short. Go for it. Then I went into Fit Bar. I still had my job. And then most people who are in a career and have a business, the hate start coming at work.
Yeah.
People start buying detoxes at work. They start questioning, are you selling them on the job? So I had to come either super early or go home, get them and come back. It was just starting to be too much. And I'm like, at the end of the day, the max that I can make at this company or with the locality that I was with, the max person makes $250,000 a year. That's your cap. That's the max you can make. And I think out of that 250, like most of it goes to retirement. So she probably netting like 180.
Right.
That's your max. And I was like, for all of this work, let me just make a run and bet on myself. At the end of the day, worst case scenario, I just go back.
Go back and get a job.
Go back and get a job.
Yeah.
And then it just hit me. And I just been rocking since then.
Okay. So, all right. So while you're like fully in your business, actually take it back. I feel like everybody has a point where things are going, I can say slow, but things are cool. But then you kind of start to build some momentum. And then things kind of just start to go up a little bit quicker for you.
Yes.
What do you feel like was the moment where you felt like you were building, or that started your momentum into going up?
Ooh, I've had ups and downs.
Yeah, I know. I've been there with you.
Yeah, this has been hard for me. Every time I'm up, something to happen where someone I entrusted will pull back from me, will flat me down. I'm talking about when I go down, I hit. It's like not like a stumble. It's like flat on your face. You got bruises. You need stitches type hit. But my rock star year was last year. That's when I finally hit profit status with everything.
What do you feel
last year?
What happened last year to kind of make that? So
I had a conversation in December of 2019 with, shout out to Tony Maverick. We were having I can't remember what we did. It wasn't your Christmas party. It was something in December that, matter of fact, Donnie Chulo was having his cigar launch, the Rebirth of Cool cigar launch at the High upstairs. So, the vision for the High has always been to be a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
I just couldn't click with it. It was like, that's what I wanted. Members only cigar lounge is cool. We got the idea from New Orleans. And then here I was like, well, I'm gonna do hookah too. I just never could get that niche. So Tony came to me and he was like, fuck you doing? Straight like that. What the fuck you doing? And I was like, what you mean? He was like, you got a jewel that you are not doing what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
You all over the place.
Yeah.
Who are you? What's your identity here? And I
feel like I said the same thing. But
you've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know. Like, I don't know. He said, look, what do you want? Tell me what your vision is for this. I said, I want to be the elite, the who's who around smoking cigars, just some fly shit.
Yeah.
Like young, old, all races, socioeconomic backgrounds, just the love of cigars. So for me, cigars, I'm not an avid tobacco smoker.
Right.
It's the look for me.
It's more of the lifestyle around it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he was like, do it. So how the hell am I gonna do that? He was like, you'll figure it out, but just know whatever you build, they'll come.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be right here with you. I said, fuck it. I went home. I said something to Bo, and he's like, you didn't change this building like 4 times in 4 years. What are you doing?
Right.
And I said, no, this makes sense. I'm gonna do it. I said, this is gonna be our last week. He like, whatever, Sunshine. You know, it don't even matter what I say anyway. You're gonna do whatever you want to do anyway. So I shut down January 1st.
Last year?
Of 2020, yeah.
2020, yeah.
2020,
Okay.
yep. I shut down January 1st and I said, I'm not doing the high until I remodel. So I actually went and got
That's when you did downstairs.
Yep, I went and got a loan. Got a loan to do the renovations.
Okay.
I took out $15,000. I got a loan for $15,000 and I completely remodeled the first floor.
Okay.
Knew everything, paint, everything, and I shut everything down.
Yeah.
So January 1st, I said I'm opening up on MLK Day. I think it was 19th. I opened up on January the 19th. I think it was that Monday. Everybody was off. I did a day party.
Okay.
And it was amazing. We did probably like 103 or 4 memberships. Completely sold out the bar about 3 or 4 times. We kept having to go back to the liquor store. Like that night, I paid my loan off the next day.
Oh, for real?
The next day, I paid my loan off because of all the money that I made that day. And then from there, it's just been, I've met an amazing group of people. My board of directors is now all of my members. Everybody brings a different niche to the table. One of my best board of directors, Alvin, he helped me put in place to buy the building. So he bought the building in March.
Yeah.
I had been sitting on this building for 4 years. I had been in that space. And he came in, he was like, no, we need to own this. Let's do it. I was able to buy 2 commercial properties just by listening to his guidance. He's a banker.
Yeah.
By listening to his guidance and aligning everything in place, went to me with the meetings to help me negotiate all of this. And this is somebody who met me in January. And then from there, it's just been
on the way up.
So the moral of the story is surround yourself around people who are smarter than you.
Okay.
That's how I skyrocketed. I kept trying to help everybody, putting everybody on my back. We can do this together. We can be a team, but I'm the only one
putting in the work
and
or the
money.
Yeah.
And here I have people that will come in and say, all right, how the bar doing today? It's been kind of slow. Here's $200.
Right.
Oh no, we need another humidor. Shout out to Donnie Chulo. Get another humidor. A $600 humidor shows up. So it's people around me that
can kind of see the vision and kind
pushing me.
Right.
I'm riding on some shoulders right now, which that was my turning point for me.
Okay. Since I've known you, like you said before, your businesses have kind of been like up and down. Like you'll be like killing it, and then something crazy will happen, and then you'll be down for a little bit. So, what have you learned from kind of going on that roller coaster?
The first thing is stop entrusting people with so much. I have
because you be giving it up quick.
I do.
Somebody could just walk in and be like, "Yo, you want to run this joint? There you go."
Yeah.
Which I've told her about.
Yeah, that's true. It's true, but I have such a free spirit approach, and I truly believe in let's build and come up together. I've always had like this story that it was going to be me and my homegirls. We get together, we grind together, and then we're on a yacht somewhere 10 years later, all millionaires. I've always had this thing in my head, but I also have to realize, and my architect pointed this out to me. He said, you're giving too much. You're empowering people that are not prepared to be empowered.
Right.
So you can't say, okay, here, and this person can't even figure out their day to day.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I was doing. I was entrusting people and trying to build people up that weren't ready to build themselves up. So you can't build someone up that's not even ready to be built or not doing the work to build themselves.
True.
That's where the difference lies. So I was making people managers and giving people titles of ownership.
They can't even manage their own life yet.
That part.
Yeah.
And I didn't take into account. So when the disappointments came about, it lowered me down, but I didn't realize I was doing it to myself over and over and over and over and over again. Because I am who I am. I love to get projects started, get them developed, and then push them out to the world and go on to the next.
All right.
So what I'm trying to do, and this is something I'm working on with myself, is I'm pacing myself more now. So we have Simple Wings, which is kind of the baby at this point that I'm growing.
Yeah.
And I had the greatest point. It was like, okay, so who's going to be the manager? Da, 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 da. And I was like, nobody. Nobody. I'm not giving any. Show me who wants to be the manager. Show me who wants to manage this location. Show me who wants to be my right hand at this location. I'm not picking. You have to show me. You have to have certain skill sets that I'm looking for now. So if you don't have that, then there's no need for me to pick you.
So how does that work though? Because otherwise, you're just going to be running.
Well, I'm running it anyway. Because what was happening was I was giving people these titles and paying them that amount, but I was still the one running around doing it anyway.
Right.
Getting the inventory, making sure we got stuff. People coming there, we're out of stuff. And it's like, well, why you ain't say nothing to me?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my bad. But I didn't gave you this title and I'm paying you at this point. Like, I think I'm the only fast food type businesses that pays more than Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Like, and I've never wanted to insult anybody. Like when I could just run them on minimum wage. McDonald's pays minimum wage to everybody. I've never done that. When I should have, because that would have been the business sense behind it. But now I just take the time.
You're more ethical than that though.
A lot more.
Yeah.
But now I put processes in place. Okay. Your job is to cook the chicken. That's all I want you to do. I need you to do nothing else. Cook the chicken. Okay, your job is the cashier. You're the cashier. You're also responsible for ensuring that the sodas are stocked. You're responsible for counting the banana puddings and stuff every night and leaving. That's your job now.
Yeah.
So I'm paying you for that, and then I have my son there because the business is he's my business partner. Your job is every night. I have a list. You have to go through and check off every single night to show what we have and what we don't have.
Okay.
And then everything is automated now. So when we're out of stuff, I go into a computer and say, we're out. A man shows up with a truck the next day and delivers it. So now I still got to get stuff every now and then. But it's to the point that I took the time and built something that could be sustained without giving that title.
Okay.
So once I did that and put the right processes in place, it's easier now and I can take my time. You got to show me you're managing what? My money? Or am I paying you just to have that title? What can you bring to the table? And you got to show me that first. Can you increase my revenue? Can you decrease my payroll? So if I make you the manager, so that means you can do 2 people's job.
You should be able to.
So that means that salary from the other person, I can pull back. So you can get it, right? And they're looking at me like, so if you don't understand that concept, you're not ready to manage nothing. Next.
Okay.
And it works for me now. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with, okay, you don't gotta work. All right, I don't need you. Not to say I don't need you. I need all my team.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I got that mindset. I used to need people so much that even though I knew it was bad, we had conversations about one particular staff member that I had for years, how horrible their customer service was. And I still wouldn't let them go because my loyalty superseded my business sense.
Gotcha.
And I had to get out of that.
Okay. So when did you kind of start that process of like kind of coming up with like these different workflows? Because I felt like before when you first started with like Fit Bar, that it was just like, it was all over the place. So when did you realize like, hey, I need to kind of structure this a little bit more than what it has been?
December 2019, I got sick. I got really, really sick in December.
Okay.
I think it was coronavirus. I do. I really, really do.
It probably was.
But I had pneumonia and all of that. I was down for like 2.5 weeks. And nothing happened. And I was still trying to get up. Go get inventory. I was still sending Bo to go get stuff. I'm still getting text messages like, we're out of ginger. And I'm thinking to myself, well, we're out of ginger. Why are you telling me? Why you tell Bo?
Right.
And I realized how less my team thought about my business when I'm not in front of them.
Okay.
Emails, customer service, to the point that I just was like, shut it down.
Yeah.
I can't even deal with it. Shut it down. After I had remodeled and all, just shut it down. Like, I can't do this right now. And I sat there, and when I was in the bed, I said, I know business can't be this hard. Every entrepreneur like to say, yeah, I'm booked and busy, or I don't sleep. And that was like the mindset that I had. Like, you got to be on the run. I'm on the phone, like, yo, yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to pick inventory here, and I'm going here, and I'm going in, da, 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 da. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm exhausted.
It can't be life. It got to be
Can't be life.
Yeah.
No. So that's when I sat in the bed and I just started making up different processes. And when I opened up Simple Wings, I did it right. I had my staff prior. I trained every person. It won't just like, you need a job.
You say you did that with the Fit Bar in Norfolk?
Yes.
I feel like you kind of started with that.
Yeah, Norfolk was way, way, way better.
Yeah.
That ran right. And then I just built upon that with Simple Wings.
Okay.
So, and from there, it was, I just want to sit back. I want to sit home and make money while I'm sleeping. I don't want to have to get out of bed if I don't want to. If I got to get out of bed to come to the job every single day, and I got the wrong team.
Yeah, true. So I know another issue that you kind of face is like you being the face of a particular business.
Yes.
A lot of people feel like, as the face of the company, it only runs when I'm there. Or like, we only get sales when I'm here, or, they only get the right customer service when I'm here.
Yes.
What's the kind of the best way of, it might have been the same thing you just kind of spoke about, but what is the best way of kind of eliminating yourself out of it to kind of get the ball flowing? That's pretty much the same thing.
I definitely think that was one of my biggest mistakes.
Yeah.
Mistakes and growth opportunities at the same time. So when I opened up Fit Bar, I wasn't the face. Never wanted to be the face. I had a guy, I was about to say his name, but I had a guy that was the face of Fit Bar.
Yeah.
And it worked until something happened. He ended up leaving, taking over half of my clients with him. I had to step up to save the business. I shouldn't have. I should have run it as who runs the YMCA? Who's the face of the YMCA? No one. Who's the face of Tropical Smoothing? We don't know.
Yeah.
Subway, Jared. Listen, when Jared got that homo charge, the kid, what did he get?
The pedophile
charge, it kind of went left with that. So I should have learned from that, but I definitely did learn when my life went up and down. So my business is doing well, but my personal life is off. And women, as you know, when we off, our body, mind, and spirit goes. So I'm gaining weight, but I'm still trying to push Fit Bar products because it's a great product. I'm just mentally jacked up right now. It ain't working right for me in my personal life, so I can't be focusing instead of. And I think I did pretty good with telling my story, but not as blunt as I am now.
Yeah.
It started to hurt the product. I wasn't comfortable with saying certain things on my social media and, pushing it so much because mentally I was going through a depression.
Yeah.
So me being the face, you got to be happy at all times. You got to be this and you got to be that. And I think that was a mistake because people started to relate to you personally opposed to the brand. And I always wanted my brand to supersede me, and it wasn't. Because
it only seemed like stuff will really move when you got on social media and kind of start talking and all that type of stuff.
And it was exhausting.
I bet it was.
It was
you were
exhausting.
doing a lot.
It was exhausting. So I pulled back, and Fit Bar is still attached to me. I don't think that's ever I'm not gonna be able to shake that one.
Right.
But as I'm building different businesses, Simple Wings, they don't know me.
Yeah.
At all. You'll see me posted. My following knows me, but 90% of our clientele are everyday people that just coming out to get something to eat.
Right. I
don't have a consistent following with that, like where I know everybody that comes through the door every single day. I don't know the people. They can't reach out to me. Like every day I would get email or inbox or something from somebody for Fit Bar. Something happened or they ain't say hello to me right and da 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 da. I think maybe I get once a week from Simple Wings.
Oh, for real?
If that. And it works. No one knows me. And that's what I'm building moving forward. A brand that speaks on its own without me being attached. And this is a good I'm about to give y'all get your pen and pad out because this is about to be an Oprah moment. Should do a little aha moment. So as an entrepreneur and business owner, and also as a consumer/customer, there's a difference between supporting someone's business and patronizing someone's business.
Explain the difference.
So as an entrepreneur, we're always, especially Black-owned business, that's our main thing. We got to support each other and da-da-da-da-da-da. but we're miscommunicating what we really want. We want you to patronize our business. Support
is just like one time or sharing something when...
Not even that.
Yeah.
Support is, hey, Shard, you're doing good. Let me support your business. Here's a seed of $500 to help support your business. I don't have no money, but let me come and take out the trash or clean out something. That's support. Support has nothing to do with an exchange of goods and services. That's patronizing. You don't support Black businesses. You patronize them unless you're giving out money or you're saying, look, I want to give you free advertisement. That's support. That's helping the foundation of the business. Whereas patronizing is you like my food, or you might not like my food, but you want to patronize to help financially skyrocket the business. There's a difference. I think that's a fine line that I'm starting to realize. Support is when people won't even go to your business just because they don't like you.
Yeah.
No, I want you to patronize. I want you to love my food. I want you to love the product and be a regular consumer. I don't want support. I do want support if you're going to come and write me a check. fitbarva.com, Gmail. If you want to send me a check or something, I send you my address, 307 High Street. Send me a check. I got you. That part.
Yeah.
We got to learn the difference because we get those words construed and then you hear the tone of people like, well, that's why I don't support Black businesses. You're not supporting Black businesses. You're patronizing. Unless you didn't went to that business owner and said, here are some services that I can help push your business to the next level. Then you just did nothing different than you went to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
The same, stop putting the emphasis on you support. No, you didn't. You didn't make a choice and say, I really want a Chick-fil-A, but I'm going to eat this because that's a Black business. No, you wanted what we had, or you wanted to try it to see what it was.
True.
That's it.
Okay.
So once I got that in my head, I'm looking for people to patronize. I stopped pushing for support. Support is fan base in the eyes of consumers.
Yeah.
They think they own you at that point. No, if you don't like my chicken, don't eat it.
Right.
If you love it, put us on the top of your list.
Yeah.
That part.
Okay. So let's talk about how you market yourself for a second.
Okay.
So I know for a while, you, like I said before, you was always on social media doing lives, making sure your face was out there.
Yeah.
What do you feel like has worked for you over the course of the years with everything that you kind of promote? What do you feel like has worked the most for you as far as just kind of marketing yourself? Or marketing your businesses, not necessarily yourself.
Definitely what you said, social media and being out there.
Yeah.
I would try to go live at least 2 to 3 times a week, posting daily. I backed up a little bit because of the situation. So you kind of scaled back a little bit, yeah. Yeah, I had a Kardashian moment. So I'm trying to regain my center, but I definitely will get back on that. But yeah, just being transparent. I created a brand around myself of, this is me. I ain't holding nothing back. Yeah. Not going to try to be nothing else. I'm a thick girl, small waist, thick thighs, who sells juice products. Yeah. I sell health-based products, but I look like the average day-to-day woman. And I built a brand around being honest and living in your truth. That's what the whole Fuck Me and Fat series is. And we got to get that, getting that together. But that's the whole concept behind that. Loving yourself now, regardless of your shape, size, socioeconomic status, all of that. Like I was having a talk with my daughter the other day and we're trying to get her pushed into business. And she's like, well, Mom, I got to get my Instagram followers up. I think she got like 70,000 followers now. I got to get it up a little bit. I got to do this and I got to do this. And she's always waiting for a certain moment before she pushes go.
But then it's always going to be another moment.
It's always going to be another moment. And I try to preach that. It's like, if you know anything from me, I didn't open a business while another one was failing. Like, no, if you got it in your heart, do it. Nothing beats passion. Passion will always outwork somebody who's smarter, somebody who has more resources than you are. If you got that passion, nothing is going to be able to stop you. You're going to eventually get where you want. You just got to be consistent. So I think my brand speaks to that. So when I say, go try this product, people actually do it because they know I'm authentic to who I am. So I think that worked for me.
Okay. So a follow-up question on that. Has being transparent ever been held against you? And I say that because I'm kind of at the crossroads now of Me and my wife do a series where I'm a little bit more transparent than I'm ever am. But I also like the space of people not really knowing me or knowing my personality. So I like to kind of keep that mystique of who I am.
Yeah.
But on the other side, I feel like people know a lot more about me because of me and my wife talking about blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
And the only reason why, and I can't remember who said this, you can't use my story against me if I told you.
True.
I've been a business owner who was up, who came down, who had to get back on assistance. I had to go get food stamps. I remember a time when my mom, everybody knows me as I'm fit bar. I'm popping, and I didn't have food in the house because it was. I've always said that if it came between paying my own bills and my business bills, my business is gonna be first, because I had such a persona that I was dope, and I couldn't let people think that I wasn't or see that I wasn't. I was so pushed into that view that I was struggling on the outside, and I don't mind talking about it.
Yeah.
I would talk about it all the way through, and I saw the more that I talked about it and the more that I was real, my business started to go back up. So at that point, I was like, what the hell? Like, me and Bo go through whatever, and I'll talk about it on the podcast. What you gonna do?
I know he has to hate that.
Actually, I think he kind of likes it on the low because he gets a little celebrity from it. I'm just gonna keep. Yes, you're riding my coattail at this point. And they'd be like, Bo will be somewhere. They'd be like, you better give her a ring, and he just be like, see, this is, and he'll actually talk about it.
Yeah.
So I think he's liking it too. But for me, it's my therapy. I grew up in a household. I know my kids hate it, but we couldn't go to sleep if we had attitude. My mom would make us sit at the table. You gonna tell me? And I'm looking like, she's trying to beat me. What do you mean? I don't like you. Well, say you don't like me then. My mom would not. We had to talk about everything. And
I think that's a good thing because it allows you not to like keep stuff bottled in.
That part. So I grew up like that. So now I want to talk about everything. They be like, what's wrong? Something is wrong. Something is. They like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. I see it on your face. That's how I grew up. So I always told my business, I don't care. You can't hold nothing against me. I am who I am. I'm going to be great whether I got $1 million or I'm broke. I'm still going to be great. And I'm going to tell you the process as I go along.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just to kind of switch it up a little bit, like I always believe in the phrase, you got to spend money to make money.
Yes.
So what is something that you spent money on that led to like the highest return for you?
Remodeling the building.
Okay.
Definitely remodeling the building. That is definitely the highest return.
Really?
Yeah, I bought
because the building started out as a juice bar.
Yes.
And then it went to.
Let's see if you know your history.
All right, yeah, let's do this. It went from juice bar to vegan restaurant.
Yep.
To not back to fit bar.
Mm-mm. Yep, you're right. Juice bar, vegan, back to juice bar.
And then it went to the high, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It went to hookah first, the high, then a hookah spot, then back to the high.
That ain't the same thing?
No, we was doing hookahs. We weren't doing cigars anymore. It was a hookah spot. Like downstairs was a full hookah bar, and upstairs was the high. And now the whole building is the high. Yep.
Okay.
That was probably the biggest return. For me, I invested, I think I went over $15,000. I think I ended up spending about $18,000 because what happened, no, it was a little bit over 20 because we remodeled the high on the first floor. We ran through that. That was dope. Then February 1st, I remodeled the upstairs.
Okay.
And we relaunched that MEAT weekend. And then we got shut down for Corona. So between up and downstairs, I spent probably about $22,000 remodeling. And I was able to take the loan that I did the first time and remodel, pay that back within a week. And then I got it at the beginning of the month, but paid it back within a week. And then take money from that I made that week and then remodel upstairs. It ended up being a loss for me financially because we got shut down for COVID.
Right.
But overall, that was the biggest return because out of it, I bought a building. Should I say how much I bought? Is that good content? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's say I bought a building for
if you
$1.
If you want to say, you can.
And it ended up being worth $25. That's kind of how it went. But it was a big, substantial to the point I'm meeting with my banker soon to see, because it's gone up so fucking much that it's like
the building that the bodega's gonna be in, or
both. So when we bought the building, my banker is so amazing. He was like, "Yo, let's go for both parcels. It's owned by the same company.
Right.
They're right beside each other. It would be a hassle to kind of divide the things because like the hot water heater runs both units.
Gotcha.
They will have to spend more money. So let's put in an offer and get both." And I'm like, me? He's like, "Yeah, why not? Come on." He calls me Sonny. Come on, Sonny. So him and I meet at Roger Brown. Go over. He was like, "We got this," and I was like, "Well, let's get on the phone. Let's call." Got on the phone. He did talk. I'm talking about we in the funniest thing ever. So he's talking, and we like, they're going along with it. Like we are hyped. And he got off the phone. He was like, "Sonny, think we might fucking get this." And I'm like, ah. So we had set up a meeting for the next week. We went in there. He had all the paperwork together, and we signed a tentative offer at that point in time. And then that was like February-ish.
Okay.
And they were like, "Well, we can speed this up. We want to use the same closing attorney? Why not, Sway? Yeah. Let's do it." We got the same closing attorney, got all the paperwork, the finance, and the numbers together. We went back and forth, negotiated on a few things. It's still a piece of parcel, some land that I'm trying to buy that's contingent in my contract. Okay. That's in the back of the building. I want that land too, but it's attached to another building.
Ain't no land back there?
That little plot of land in the back where you park at.
Oh, okay.
That part. So that's contingent. I think I have to purchase that for $50,000 by the end of the year, something like that.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah. So that investment put me in a position to be around some other people. And went from there. And let me tell y'all this. People probably asking, how did you get the loan?
Yeah.
That's
because you'd be finagling different situations.
I definitely do. But this was a situation so educating yourself and reading business owners is very, very important. Yeah. So at the time, I had the money in the bank to do it myself, but I was kind of scared that like this is my last. That's all your money. That's all I got, and I kept saying to boy, I was like, we need to remodel, but this is my last. And what if it don't work? And now we're like broke. Right. It ain't my broke. It's like real and unemployment line broke.
Right.
So I ended up. I can't remember the company, but I'll get you the information so you can put it so people can know. But I use what is equivalent to a hard money lender. Okay. So it's one of those businesses, and I can't remember the name of the company, but I found them through researching how to get business loans. Okay. Banks weren't giving.
No.
It just wasn't happening. It wasn't walking into Town Bank and saying, "Hey."
This was during COVID or before COVID?
This was January.
Oh, January.
Well, it was December when I started research. I got the loan in January. So the way it works is it's a high cost. So you need to only use this service when you know what you're going to do. Okay. You know, like you're saying, "Hey, I need a studio. Yeah. I need $25,000 to get a studio. I know I have these clients and I know I'm going to make enough revenue immediately to pay it off or pay it off over time." Okay. So you can't do it to fund inventory. Yeah. Don't do it to pay bills because that's a dead end. You need something that's going to push you to the next level. Right. So I got with the guy and I was like, "Look, I really need $20,000. And he was like, "Okay, let's see your money coming in." So they go with your bank account to make sure you got revenue coming in. So if you're a business owner and you get deposits, that's perfect. If you don't get deposits, then as you're working with clients and they're giving you cash, if you sell t-shirts, deposit your money in your bank because they're going to want to see a consistent flow of deposit. I think it was at least 4 months. They wanted to see that revenue was coming in to support this month.
Right.
That's critical. So once they were able to see that, he offered me up to $30,000.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know if I want, because the $30,000 you had to pay like $400 back a day in order to get it. No, but listen, in order to get it back. I mean, to pay it off. So I settled on 15 because that was like $132 a day that I had to pay back. So they'll give you the loan and you start paying it back immediately. So that's why this loan is good for short-term projects. So I knew,
So like you're doing like house flipping or something like that.
Yeah. Perfect. Hard money lenders do the same thing. So they'll give you the money, and then, like I said, you start paying the $132 or whatever it was a day. The next day, like literally, they give you the money,
and you gotta have
you gotta have the money right from there. So I put in my head, okay, I'm only gonna spend about $12,000. And I'm gonna keep the other 3 in the bank so they can start pulling their money from there. So once I did this and we got it open, Hold on,
all right. So question.
Yes.
So it's not like a monthly payment. They literally take it every day.
Yep. When you first start with them.
Yeah.
And you've never done it before, they do that every day. Like right now, I have an offer sitting in my inbox for $100,000, paying back monthly over a 4 or 5 year period. So
that got to be crazy.
It's like, it's easier once you go through the process first. And it does 2 things. So after you do that, so I took the money, was able to flip it, and I was able to pay it off. The good part about it is 2 things. One, if I would have defaulted, they can't come after me because this is 100% of your business name. Okay. That's why it costs so much for them to do it. I think I end up paying like, I borrowed 15. I ended up paying back like 20. It was like almost $5,000 to get that 15. It was a crazy amount, like $4,600 extra, something crazy like that. But right now, I have amazing business credit. It's 100% in my business name, and that's kind of twofold. What I thought about, I was like, oh man, I can use my own money. I can just get a secured credit card off my own money and do it like that, and pay myself back
for your business.
That part. So now my business bought the building. I didn't buy the building. My business bought the building, and that's what a lot of people. It's hard for small businesses to develop business credit. Right. My business bought a Range Rover. Okay. I didn't buy it. Yeah. My business bought it because I have amazing business credit right now. Gotcha. So with that transitioning and that structure, I was able to accomplish 2 birds in 1 stone. Get something that's going to be lucrative and help the business, but I also established business credit at the same time. And it cost me, $5,000 to do it. Yeah, makes sense. So, but now I buy everything in my business name now.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, I got like 2 more questions before we get out. All right, so last year, COVID, Corona, all that kind of like messed up everything for everybody. And with a lot of your businesses, it's more like customer facing, where people can actually come to you and what have you. Yes. So how were you able to kind of pivot that where you can kind of still be afloat, even though a lot of your business is probably like shut down? Yeah, so I go down the line. Fit Bar, we went totally online. Okay. Solely online. We reduced our menu down to ginger lemonade, black magic, and detoxes. And we just pushed that online. Best decision I've made to date. Yeah. I don't even have to advertise ginger lemonade anymore. And we get no less than, say, like 15, 20 sales a week. Okay. And this is from all across the country. And if you know anything about ginger lemonade, they come in packages. So the average order is over $100. Yeah. And this is with me not even really advertising it. We're shipping everywhere. So that's income coming in with 0 overhead right now. Simple Wings opened up during the pandemic. So I really haven't had the feel of an issue with that yet. Y'all kind of opened it up when stuff was kind of getting back open, but I'm prepared for that. Yeah. If something does happen, I know what my marketing plan is going to be for that. We're going to turn, instead of using Uber Eats, I'm going to convert my staff into our own delivery service. Okay. So you call in orders, they're going out and delivering it. Because most likely they'll let us stay open. People just can't come out. Like if
I'm expecting that when our new president comes in, he's going to put us on a shutdown.
Probably so.
So we're prepared for that.
Okay.
As far as the high, that was the hardest one.
Yeah.
We have struggled with that business because when the pandemic hit, they shut everything down besides restaurants. But we're a private club. And the governor outlined a special note in there that private clubs had to be completely shut down.
Right.
I had to write the governor, write my congressman, all of that to shout out to Mark Warner's office. Senator Mark Warner's office is the GOAT. They really, really work for the people.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone, like, what's good? Like, how can you help? We sent letters. So when the governor went to phase 3, we were included in phase 3 that we could open.
Okay.
So I was shut down most of my peak season, which is when it's cold outside. So when March comes in, March, April, and May, you got
That's your
cold.
peak season?
Cold, people want to smoke indoors when it's cold. So I missed a big bulk. And when the summer came in, people want to smoke outside.
Right.
And now it's Rona. And they're telling you be outside and all of that type of stuff. So I lost almost all last year with the high. The only thing that kept me afloat is I had those members that would come in and say, hey, you know, how are things looking? Here's this and here's that. But last year, the high did not turn a profit. And we were on pace to make $1.2 million last year. Easy. Actually, the projection for that was we took the modest end. So we went under our projection. Shout out to my banker. But we were on pace to kill it. Right. And that was profit that we were going to take last year. So that hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt.
I think that hurt everybody.
Yeah, that I still ain't recovered from that. Because I told last year I said I was going to be a millionaire. Right, and that was supposed to happen last year. So I'm hoping this year is better, or I'm hoping that the government figures something out that helps offset certain things like that, because it's not fair. Okay. It's not fair with that. So the bodega, I think, is going to do fine, because that's going to be an essential business. Right. So we'll be able to filter a lot of things that we do or sell at the high over to the bodega to keep that afloat. So that's I'm pushing to hurry up and get that open, because if that's not open by time we get our new president and we get shut down, then I'm going to be out back again. Yeah. So.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So last question before we wrap this up.
Last question. Y'all don't want me to go. Don't y'all love me?
So extra. So damn extra. Yeah. All right. So I feel like there's a lot of people kind of popping up and saying like they're serial entrepreneurs, right?
Or they're bosses.
Or they're bosses. That's a lot of them. There's a lot of people who have announcements. They ain't announcing nothing. It's a lot of all that.
Yes, it is. It is. It's a lot of celebrity going on right now.
It's a lot of celebrity. A lot of entrepreneur celebrity.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
It drives me crazy. And I'm going to be honest, to the point that sometimes I be wanting to post, like I'll post and then delete my whole post before I post it type stuff. I just feel like, yes, it's cool to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. We come and go as we please. We up when we want to, or when we don't want to, we don't. We're not up. We have the flexibility. We don't answer to anybody but ourselves. It can be dope. Like, it can be. Right. But that comes with a grave price tag. And I don't like when people are glorifying the other side of it. It's hard. It is. It's not for the weak-hearted. It's taking a toll on me health-wise. Doing so much, and you know, it's crazy. So when people be like, yes, I'm a boss, please understand, a boss is different from being a business owner. A business owner is someone who works for themselves. An entrepreneur is someone who works for themselves. A quote-unquote boss is someone who has dependents under them that they pay, that you manage. Like, you're not a boss, is you just a one-person show. Right, it does not work. If you're not working with a team, you're not working with contractors that you physically pay, you're not a boss. And then who wants to be a boss at all? I don't want to be a boss. I want to be a part of a team of people that benefit me just as much as I benefit you. True. It's weird.
It's a lot of that going on.
A lot of lying. Oh my God, people just lie so much. Yeah, I got this. I'm doing this and da 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 da. And I'm just like, Tell your truth.
Yeah.
Tell your truth, and you'll be surprised how much more you will get out of that. Don't be afraid of the struggle. Don't be afraid to hide.
A lot of people don't want to show the struggle.
They don't. I love nice stuff. I love nice stuff. I do. I like to have nice stuff. I don't mind showing I got nice stuff, but sometimes I can't afford it and I don't mind saying I can't.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't do that today. But I just think that we're so used to clout chasing.
It's a lot of
Social media has really put a spotlight on clout chasing that is truly hard to find what's authentic or where you can get real advice from. Like I just found out today, and so now Bo and our goal this year is to expand our portfolio to be more of landlords. We want rental property.
Okay.
Got my first rental property this year.
Okay.
Shout out to me. It came not because I wanted it to.
Yeah.
I had a Kardashian moment. If y'all know what that means. But anyway, I did a live the other day, and you got to see the blessing even in tough situations and being robbed and pushing me out of my house. I was able to turn my first home that I bought on my own to a rental property.
Right.
So I saw how lucrative that could be. So now we're looking for another one. I've always flipped houses. That's how I got started. But now we want to get it acquired and keep it.
Yeah.
So that's our thing. And I just through just researching and reading, I found a way that you can buy properties without even using your own money, and you pay it back just like you would pay your mortgage. It's a non-conventional way to buy it without using a bank.
Okay.
So just found that out.
Yeah, I might have to get with you on that.
Yeah. So it's so many ways to get it, but like I said, going back to the reason of everybody clout chasing, even if you are doing something, you have something that you've done successfully, they don't even want to give you the whole story of how it happened.
Yeah.
What's the point?
They only want to show the highs and not the lows.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Or show people how the success is not in the destination, it's the process that gets you there.
Right.
That makes it all the greater.
True.
When you share within the process, once you get to that point, it makes it all the wow because you actually have people that came behind you.
Right.
Like if you're the only millionaire in your circle and nobody else has it, you're whack.
Very much so.
And you're just somebody who has low self-esteem and a lot of yes people around you. It is what it is.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much.
More to the story, stop clout chasing. That is whack.
Very much so. So what's next for you and all the businesses that you have going on?
Cool stuff right now. We're bringing Fit Bar to Greenbrier Mall.
Okay.
I'm purchasing one of the businesses inside of there and converting it over to Fit Bar.
Okay.
So I always wanted Fit Bar in Greenbrier. Sinful Wings wasn't even supposed to happen.
Matter of fact. Quick question. I mean, you talked about it before, but what are the benefits of having your businesses in malls when malls are dying out?
Yes. Yeah. So, that's a good one. And I didn't realize this until I actually got into a mall.
Yeah.
So when you own commercial property or you're inside of what we call brick and mortar businesses, you're responsible for everything.
Right.
So like, let's say at the high right now, we have gas, we have electric, we have water. We have the day-to-day maintenance that goes about. Even though you have a lease and you're leasing, it's not like rent. You pick up a maintenance man and call somebody. It doesn't happen. You still have to handle everything yourself without the benefits of actually owning the property. So you're building the upkeep of someone else's stuff, and then when you leave anything that's attached to the building, you can't even take with you.
Yeah.
So when you get into places like malls, who are already established and the infrastructure is there, you have one set bill, maybe two. So in Military Circle, I have one bill.
Okay.
I pay my lease. It includes my water, my marketing, my trash, my sewage, my gas. It includes everything. It's one bill. And if you know anything about paying bills, I forget every year. Well, you're not in the States of Scots where I am, but we pay water to a different company. I forget every month. You just forget. Whereas in the mall, you got one bill, you pay it on the first, you're done. In Greenbrier, I have two bills. I pay the lease and I have my own gas meter.
Okay.
So it's easier for me, and then you have a set clientele that comes to the mall, regardless of if they're coming for you or not.
Right.
That's a greater opportunity to attract somebody you normally wouldn't attract.
Right.
And then you still have your customer base that's coming too. For me, it's a 2-for-1. That you get it for a cheaper rate, you don't have as much overhead, and you're able to do much more because you don't have to invest as much into the infrastructure because it's already there.
Okay. But what about like let's say 5 years ago. 5 years ago, malls were popping.
Yes.
Now, not so much. Like Military Circle is pretty much like a ghost town.
Yes.
But so outside of that, is there any other reasons, or those are like the main two that?
Those are the main two for me. And then with Military, I made more money at Military than I did in any of all of my businesses when I opened up in 2019.
Okay.
If you have a clientele, if you build it, they'll come.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. If you have something that's good and is hot, people want it, and you can get your business somewhere that's cheap, small overhead, the win is going to happen regardless of anything. But you still have to do the work.
Okay.
So people think that once they get a business and they get a brick and mortar, that people are just going to be looking for you. No, you still have to market yourself. You still have to push. And being in places like Military Circle Mall, you have to push a little bit harder. But you have that flexibility now because you're not paying $4,000 a month for a space.
Right.
You're paying a fraction of that. So you can take that extra money that you would have been paying to be on a busy strip mall. I mean, a busy highway or the visibility from the street. You don't have that issue because now you got extra money. You just push it into marketing. You push it into pushing it out there. Like us doing the videos and putting stuff up. It worked. And it was way cheaper than me working with you than me going on Virginia Beach Boulevard and getting that space I wanted. That was like $3,900 a month.
Yeah.
And you still have to pay lights.
Right.
Still have to pay water. Still have to pay gas. You still have to pay all of those things too. So I was talking to a business owner and she made the decision to go outside the mall. And I'm like, unless you are a major brand, I'm talking about like a Chick-fil-A, a Taco Bell, it's going to be hard to survive in these entities where you are not in like a hub unless you got the money like that. And I've done both. I've survived with Fit Bar in a strip mall. I've survived in a standalone brick and mortar with businesses, and I would say I'm most happiest in malls.
Okay. Yeah, because when I seen you or other people going to malls, I never really understood it because nobody's really in the mall, so it doesn't really have that appeal of you know, you're gonna always have clients. A follow-up question to that. For people who are looking to kind of start their business in a mall, there are malls all over the place that are dead.
Yeah.
But what are some things that people should kind of keep in mind when looking for a spot within a mall?
The first thing is you have to survey the area.
Okay.
You have to do due diligence and do your research to see if that's your target market.
Okay.
That's one thing that we used to talk about a lot as far as our target market and are we in the right area. And even though Fit Bar was in Churchland and we had Western Branch right there, we had, you know, our average, our target market was the soccer mom that, you know, takes her kids and she wants to work out and do all of it. Did he just yawn, y'all? Y'all saw that bullshit.
I've been fighting this yawn. I've been doing this for a couple hours.
I'm interested, ain't y'all? Tell them interested.
You're very interested.
I've been up for a while. We saw that even though our target market, we were in the right radius, the fact that we were in Portsmouth was not the business. That was not our target area.
Right.
So you have to go where it's a more social economic balance of people who want your product.
Yeah, because the juice is more like a luxury good. So
that part.
So you have to be somewhere where there's other luxury goods.
And you can't be next to a gym that they're paying $10 a month.
Right.
They're not going to come and pay $10 a month. They get 30 days, but they're going to come give you $6 for a smoothie. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that then.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So the first thing, if you're going to look at which mall, regardless if it's dead or not, what areas are you looking for?
Right.
So example for me, Simple Wings is coming to Military Circle Mall. Sign that deal. It'll be open in February. Demographically around the area, Wings is going to kill in there because that's the target market around.
Right.
Whereas Fit Bar worked in there because Optima Health and Move It Mortgage was right there. You got upper echelon professionals that get it was coming inside the mall for convenience.
Yeah.
So that is why that worked. Without them, when the COVID came and they left, Fit Bar died. Because that was the people that was feeding us.
Those are the people that was in the mall every day.
Exactly. So if you have something that is needed, so let's say you sell herbal goods or something like that, and you want to put that inside of a mall, it might not be smart to go to Pembroke Mall.
Yeah.
That demographics probably don't get it.
Yeah.
Where if you go deeper into Virginia Beach, where they're real conscious about that, and you have the holistic doctor offices and stuff like that, you have to look and see area-wise what works. Like Greenbrier works for both Fit Bar and Sinful Wings because we have a mix of everything. So that's the main thing. You have to do your research. Opening up a business is easy. Everybody's there for the grand opening. Everybody's high-fiving you, but it's some lonely, dark days when you're there by yourself and you're not making any money and you just can't figure out why. That's because you didn't do due diligence up front. And I've done that multiple times. Didn't do due diligence up front multiple times and hit my head multiple times. We're going into my 6th year entrepreneurship. So I've learned a couple of things of what not to do. So now I'm just moving around playing chess and getting everything online. And last year helped me do that. And this year will be the year that I say that I'm fully defined. And now I'm going to do things that I want to do. Things that are fun to do. And that's where I am now. And everything else is going to support itself.
I know I keep saying we're going to wrap this up, but what are some things what are things that are funny to you?
Yeah, so I have a podcast called Chits Click. So Chits Click is, I love it. Like I have super fun.
It's crazy because I had you on my podcast a couple of years ago, and you're like, "Yeah, I actually like doing this."
Yeah, this is like pretty cool. The same podcast where the other couple got married, and I did not. Yeah, that part.
I forgot all about that.
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
That part. Dating and unmarried or something like that. Living together.
To Aaron and Cass. Shout out to y'all.
Congratulations. Still nothing. But anyway, that is my baby right now. As far as I'm not looking for monetary gain. It's therapy for me. I'm the youngest of 4. Never had a real close relationship with my sister. We're 10 years apart. So as I'm growing up, she already out the house. We just didn't have a connection. I joined a sorority. Shout out to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I joined a sorority to be, close to my line sisters. But, once you graduate, everybody goes back home. So you see each other, a few times a year, not too many people in the region. But we don't, I still was missing that void of sisterhood and togetherness. So that's when I got with some of my homegirls and we did Chits Click. And that's a podcast to empower and promote relationships amongst women. Supporting each other, being transparent, being okay to disagree and still love. We want to teach women that girl power still exists, that we can be as dope as male friends are. How y'all get together, y'all talk shit and it's cool and y'all can build off of each other. And it has been probably the best thing for me because I'm an emotional person. Very emotional, very erratic. I just jump and it's like, and it just go off. Now I have a circle that's safe. That I can bounce stuff off of. I have a platform that I can bounce stuff off of. And it helps me so very much to the point that we went and bought our own network. Yeah, so we bought a network on Roku and Amazon Fire Stick that'll be coming out. We're going to launch it probably sometime in February. And it's going to be a network full of content that helps business owners, helps single moms, help professional growth type stuff. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff with that. And it's not going to be about monetizing. It's going to be about therapy for us. And it's really like Erica King's coins the word cheap therapy. That's kind of what this has become for us is literally cheap therapy. So that's what's next for me.
Gotcha.
I'm traveling. I've traveled. I did 6 vacations last year.
We have
wanna
a
do
whole
12.
travel documentary that, some people won't
Yes.
sit down long enough to finish.
I know. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm almost, this weight almost down, so I really can do it now. But, I had my Kardashian moment. And I keep saying Kardashian. I can't even get it out.
Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian moment. I got robbed. That's what it was.
People don't know that?
Your followers don't know that. They don't know me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but I was robbed at gunpoint. Traumatic situation. I went psycho crazy low.
Yeah.
I was doing some like duck and roll type stuff afterwards. Like, stay out of here. Let's go. I'm walking with private security. Like, that's how bad I got. And Sean helped me get into the West End. I ended up staying for like 2.5 weeks.
Really?
Ended up staying for a minute. And then from there, my life changed for the better. I appreciate that situation because it has pushed me so hard. That was probably one of the darkest periods for me that I wanted to give up. And I was definitely on a war is me type of situation. And it was very, very easy and justifiable for me to just lay down and just give up.
Okay.
No one would have questioned me.
Right.
Everyone would have understood.
True.
But instead I said, no, we're going to push forward. And out of that, I got a rental property. My honey and I have been in the best space ever in our 5 years of together.
Shout out to Bo.
Shout out to Bo. Hey, Bo. Honey. I love you, boy. Anyway, we've been in
Oh, God.
we've been in the best space ever because it put us in a position where we're not as far apart anymore.
Yeah.
We're structured. We're together. He can get to me at any point in time. We're in the dopest place that you can possibly get. And it's done wonders for us. Like, it's like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
I was pushed into. Like, I tell the story and I won't get too deep because we'll be here all night. But prior to this happening, like, you have to tap into yourself and your inner thoughts and your inner feelings and what it's telling you. And most people, if you're a spiritual person, people always like to coin it that God is speaking to you.
Yeah.
And prior to this all happening, 6 months prior, God told me to move.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking.
Yeah.
Like, I had found my dream home and I was like, I'm going to move and da-da-da-da.
I think we talked about that over the summer.
I was giving the house to my son. My son was going to move in the house and he was going to rent the rooms out to his homeboys. And we had a whole plan together. And then I came home 1 week. I went on vacation. I'll slide out of town and go on vacation. Won't tell nobody. I'm not a social media person. You ain't got to know where I'm at. I know where I'm at. And I went out. We flew out for a week, and we came back, and my house was like trashed. Like, I don't like trash, and I'm talking about trash piled up. Instead of them taking it out, it was sitting on the floor, and the bathrooms was. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it. So I started remodeling my house. The remodel didn't go easy. So I ended up hiring somebody that took forever. My bathroom still isn't finished. So remodeling the house. So that wasn't an easy process. It was like something after something after something after something. Nothing was flowing easy like it was supposed to.
That means you shouldn't have been there.
I shouldn't have been there. And then finally, and I honestly think that God sent whoever to do whatever. And it's like, I told her to move and I moved.
Yeah.
And I got robbed on Black Friday. Last year, Black Friday. And I haven't stayed a night in my house since. So that pushed me. It was an expensive lesson, but you have to, and I'll leave y'all with this. When something is on your mind and you got that thought in your head, like you be walking through the store, but like, man, I should get some butter.
Yeah.
And then you be like, I ain't gonna get the butter. You go home and you be like, dang, I need butter. That's actually our sixth sense telling us, speaking to us and guiding us through life. And we have to be more in tune to that. And I'm more in tune to that now more than anything. When something tells me to do something, I do it.
Right.
When something is not moving right, telling me not to do it, I don't question it. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
And if we did that more, then I think we'll be way better off. And I think we're meant to be better off, but it takes us time to get to that higher self, to know yourself a little bit better. And out of that, I'm blessed because not only, like I said, my property is now being rented out by people I adore. Could have been a better situation.
Yeah.
They had a need. It flowed. Basically, my blessing of remodeling my house was for their family.
Right.
And I couldn't have be more happier. I got an investment property now. I'm in a way better situation. My personal life, my personal security. If you come get me now, you popping. You got to go through about 6 different security guards to even get to my floor.
Yeah.
So God bless you, but it ain't happening where I am now. But the young man that, he ended up getting caught, he came back to the neighborhood, robbed somebody else.
Yeah, I saw that.
Whatever, but overall, like, it's been a great situation. But now I know when God tells me to move. We just went church on him.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to wrap this up. So it's a great conversation, Sunshine, as always. We had you in here for like an hour and a half.
Always, we get together and we talk. This is what we do. This is what we do. Well, come see me.
Yeah,
at Sinful Wings.
Yeah, let people know real quick where you at.
Okay, so on social media, I'm Sunshine Swinson on Facebook. Swinson is SWINSON. I'm pretty sure he's going to put it at the bottom. You can do something cool and it's going to like come at the bottom like that. And then Fitbar is Fitbar VA. FITBAR. VA is in Virginia. You can find it on all social media platforms. Sinful Wings is Sinful is SYN. My son is sincere. So that's where the simple comes from. Sinful Wings, and Wings is WINGZ. We're on all social media platforms. So come check us out. The High is the High members only. Come out tonight. We have, well, you probably ain't gonna show this.
It ain't coming out for us.
It ain't coming out for a minute. But each week we do what's called Set to Set. Which is when 2 DJs.
I actually like that. That was a dope idea.
Cool. Shout out to Decisive and Ray. They do it.
Yeah.
Set to Set, I think, is actually Set to Set is their platform on social media, but it's a playoff of Versa battles versus but it's with DJ. So they both pick a person and they go back and forth. Like last week was Cash Money versus Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Cash Money put the dogs on them. And I didn't even know, but Cash Money now has Drake, Nicki Minaj. So he kind of slid that in there opposed to doing the old school Cash Money. It was the best time of my life. And then this week is Chris Brown versus Beyonce. So that's going to be... Actually, that's Friday night. He's doing it Friday night this time, but it's typically on Saturday. So come out, everything that we got going on. And if you ever want to get with me, like I said, I'm Sunshine Swinson on social Facebook. And then I think I changed to Sunshine Swinson on Instagram too. You've been trying to get me to do that for a minute. I should put my real name.
Self-made or something?
I think, but my name up there says Sunshine Swinson. But it's still self-made. And STILL, self, and then made is MAD.
Okay.
Get at your girl.
All right, cool. Once again, I definitely appreciate you coming through here.
Hey, Shy, when you called coming in, I was on time. Peep that game.
On time. She's never on time.
So Peep that game. I was on time. It's 2021. We're locking.
So, thank you for coming out again. If you like this conversation, please consider subscribing to the channel. Make sure you follow Sunshine. Make sure you follow me as well. Even though I was pretty much just chilling, let her do her thing.
He yawned on me. I ain't gonna forget that.
I've been here since like 7 o'clock.